Good afternoon. Welcome to Simone Marie. Yeah, that's me. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. So, a little bit about me is I really enjoy cooking and baking and doing all kind of things. And for years, my family's been trying to encourage me to do a cookbook and other things. And so now I'm kind of challenging myself to make videos of me cooking. So today I'm going to prepare, my daughter-in-law refers it to as chicken a la fancy. I just take some chicken breasts, I kind of slice them in half, put them in a bag, pounded them out. I pre-did everything because I don't have enough time to really sit here and do this, and it would be such a long video if I didn't prep it. So the first thing I'm going to do before I do my chicken is I'm going to do some roasted red potatoes with rosemary and garlic. I've already kind of quartered up my potatoes. I just quartered them up. I put a little olive oil, a little salt and pepper on them. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take each one of the quarters, and I'm going to take some bacon, and I'm just going to wrap the bacon around it. And I'm going to take a piece of thyme and kind of put that in there with there. So the thyme and a few cloves of garlic. I kind of sliced them, not cloves, but slices of garlic. It's going to taste really yummy. The potatoes should soak up all that flavor. And I'm just going to kind of do that for the rest of the potatoes. This is really not my recipe, actually. My uncle Raymond gave me this recipe. He's really an excellent cook. He is way out of my league, but I try. So today, the chicken we're going to take some chicken breast, like I said, and we flattened it out. And then I have it's garlic cream cheese or cream spread, right? I'm going to spread that on the chicken. And I'm going to put a piece of prosciutto on there. And I'm going to wrap it up. And then seam down, I'm going to pan fry it for like 3-4 minutes on each side, right? And get nice and brown and pretty. And then I'll finish it off in the oven. It's really good. It takes a little bit of work, but not too much work. And like I say, they think it's a fancy chicken meal, so anything they think is fancy, that's good. I make things, I don't know if they're fancy. They're not the prettiest things that I make. But I think I'm just going for a good taste, right? That's what's important, is a good taste. Uh-oh, I think I'm forgetting my little garlic in there. So it's new for me to talk and to try, not to talk because I enjoy talking, but to talk and to work and to try to remember what I'm doing, right? So we're almost done with the potatoes. Just gonna do this one right here. And so what I'm gonna do is just close up the foil and let it bake and get all that good flavor. Before I throw it in there though, I'm gonna throw a little olive oil across it. Gonna put this in here like this. Just put all this garlic and all this thyme in here, and that should make for some good stuff. I'm just gonna wash my hands real quick. Real important to wash your hands after you touch meat. I'm kind of a fanatic about that stuff, but I'm just gonna drizzle a little olive oil on top of this, right? And I'm just going to close up my foil. So when it cooks, I did it out on the grill not too long ago, and I wrapped them up individually, and it was delicious, right? So when it cooks, I'm going to just unwrap it, and I'll put it underneath the broiler so that the bacon will get nice and crunchy. So right now I have it at 375. We'll just pop it in the oven until they just get nice and soft. So now we have our, let's start our fire, get a little warm. In my pan, it has some olive oil. All right, gonna pan fry in some olive oil. And within my olive oil, when it's warming up, I like to put a little bit of butter. All right, a little bit of butter. And now we are going to arrange the chicken. And what I love about this chicken that I didn't mention is one of my favorite things to put in food is basil, right? It smells so good, it's so fresh. There's a few different dishes that I do with basil that I really enjoy. Maybe next week's video when I challenge myself, it'll be my basil and pine nut. Let me put this in a bowl so I don't contaminate my thing with my knife. And here we go. Just gonna spread this along the chicken. Right? It doesn't have to be all pretty. Just spread it out. So I guess for a side dish, I'm gonna make just some regular old steamed broccoli, maybe a salad. So I don't know why I'm making so many pieces. It's just my husband and I for dinner. And normally if I just make 1 or 2 pieces, then everybody wants to eat. That's normally how it goes around here, but I'm just gonna do it. Maybe we'll have some left over for tomorrow, whatever. Almost. A little more cheese sauce. So this is just the spread, the spreadable garlic cheese spread. Find it in your deli section. So now, what I'm gonna do is, I am going to lay out some basil, right? Put basil all over it. Fresh basil. I love fresh basil. We don't want the grease to be smoking, piping hot, right? We don't want the chicken to burn. I've learned that everything doesn't have to be on high. You know, growing up, my mom cooked everything on high. And I just thought because she had to be done real quick because Daddy was almost home, but just learned to turn things down a little bit. Take your time with it. Alright, so we're almost done with the basil on the chicken. Basil smells so delicious. I've been trying to grow it. Recently I started a garden and I've been trying to grow. Not always the best with everything, but basil it's easier for me to go buy beautiful basil and then come home and act like I've grown it, I guess. As long as I have it, huh? So now that the basil's on there, let's get some basil over here and share. You see a little bit? You see that? Now I'm gonna take some prosciutto. And I guess this is what kind of makes it a la fancy. I'm not sure. But I kind of tear it in half. Put my prosciutto right there in my chicken. Right there. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll it. I'm gonna take my oil off until I get everything all rolled up. See, when you're watching the shows, everything goes, looks like everything's so smooth, right? Because they have sous chefs and everything going for them, so I'm going to do the best I can. You see how I'm ripping it? Nothing's really pretty with me. Even my baking, when I do baking, it's good, but it's not always pretty. Let's see. It's a little bit here. A little bit there. I'm gonna have to borrow a little from somewhere. Make sure they all have it. There we go. I made this the other day and just decided to make it again. Okay, now that that's done and that's on there, what I'm gonna do is grab my toothpicks. Here they go. And what we're gonna do, let me just pull some out. Probably not that many. And I'm just gonna roll. That's right, roll it. Roll everything in there. Right? Roll it. Stick it. It's up here, so I don't have to touch it. Here we go. Just roll it and stick it. Roll and stick. It's not too hard. And you know what? You make this for a dinner party and for people, they'll think you're so fancy. Chicken a la fancy. That's what we're naming it. Chicken a la fancy. It's just stuffed chicken with some basil and some prosciutto and some cheese sauce. Yum. Can't go wrong with that. Most of the meals you guys are going to get out of me is chicken, by the way, because I'm the chicken girl. My mother-in-law used to say I could eat chicken 100 different ways. And she's right. I can. Because I like chicken. Alright, we're almost done here. A few more to roll. So normally, you would just do the whole, cut a chicken breast in half. But I can make a chicken breast like 4 different pieces if I do smaller pieces. Because, everybody doesn't like that big old chunk of chicken breast. And they don't always eat it. It's kind of a waste. So I've learned how to make my chicken breast not so big. So it can go a lot further. People will actually eat the whole little piece instead of wasting the chicken breast. Okay, this is done right here. What we're gonna do now is wash our hands again, right? And then we're gonna pan fry it. Okay, I'm back. So, that didn't take very long to prep and to do. A little less than 10 minutes. Now I'm going to put this back on here, all right? Let me get something to put these on when I start frying. Let's put it on here after I fry it. And we're going to put it in the oven, okay? So, when you're baking, when you're cooking, it's always good for a little vino, huh? Relax and unwind. That's what we're doing with Simone Marie. Yeah, that's me. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. And why I call it that is because I really never measure much. Only time I measure is when I bake, because you have to be more precise. You have to be precise when you bake. It's not a little bit of this or a little bit of that. But when you're cooking for yourself and your family, you can do whatever you want. All right? So let's see. It's going to crackle a little bit because of the cheese and different stuff, but it's okay. You want to put it down, seam down, right? Seam down. Seam down. I'll probably just do like, probably do like 3 at a time, right? Because we don't want to crowd the pan, and we want it to kind of cook right, so. There we go. And that's it. We're going to take a pause and we'll be right back.